Why is everyone at the Met Gala leaning back and making oval shapes and doing crazy stuff with their hands? And what does that tell you about posing, how online isn't real? There are three big trends I noticed at the Met Gala this year, and I'm going to show you with a little mini me, but also talk through what they're doing and why. First off, women are making this kind of soft circle with their arms and their body. They're basically pulling their shoulders back, splaying their fingers, putting their fingers soft on their thighs or even up higher on their hips. Sometimes, sometimes they move it as they take different pictures, but the idea is creating a bit of definition, a bit of space here against your waist and between your waist and your arm, and it looks a little bit like a circle in the upper half of the body. This is so interesting because it's so different from the way that people were posing in the 90s and the early 2000s, where you heard the term often teapot arm and teapot pose, which is a lot of this. One arm would go out, the other would be straight, and that would also create definition and movement in the body. But these days, it's a lot cooler to look like you're not trying. That's the whole trend at the moment, is a bit more authentic, a bit more natural. What they're doing on the red carpet now, 100% is just as posed as what the teapot arm. It's just in a more subtle way. This new shape, this soft circle shape, it elongates the upper body. Because the arms are pulled away from the body, it creates a bit of curve. It kind of leans out the body, leans out the shape. It keeps the clothing from getting all scrunchy and smushed. So overall, it's quite flattering. So next picture, just think of this. Think of the oval shape. Just pop a little bit like that. Second, I noticed a lot of leaning back, and this is really interesting to me. It's this really subtle leaning back away from the camera while the legs extend forward. What's happening there is they're leaning out their body, and there is a real big trend at the moment towards being thin again. That is what's happened in the industry. So that's what these celebrities across the board, that's what they're doing when they're leaning back. They're making their legs look longer. They're making their upper body look leaner by tilting away from the camera. It sort of elongates the torso as well, and again smooths out the clothing. I also noticed there is still that pop of the knee going across the other leg and the hip popping out. What this is doing is creating a bit of curve. It's narrowing in at the knees and creating a larger shape at the hips. I mean, if we wanted to get into this, what I think it's showing is that we want our women to be both slim and curvy at the same time, which it's hard to be a female. And as a bonus, I have to share this of J-Lo from a couple years ago, 2023's Met Gala, where she was telling the cameraman to go down lower because it makes her taller. I think it's so refreshing to see celebrities doing things like this, because we all know it happens, but we don't see it very often. Obviously, celebrities are posing. We all know that. But the thing is, influencers, I guarantee you, they're doing this too. And they're posing in very similar ways because they're following the trends, and it's all mixed up these days. Who's celebrity, who's an influencer? My point is to not compare yourself to what you see online. So much of it is curated and it's not real. So just be kind to yourself today. Bye.